All right, we know how to do it. Let's give it up for Amy. Come to the stage.
Hi, everyone. Oh my God. Everyone looks so good. Wow. So I don't know about you, but I've been to a lot of networking events, similar to Daniel Lawson, and I want to do something a little bit differently, okay? I want to start off by telling you the last sentence of my speech today. Is that okay? Yeah? All right. So the last sentence of my speech, right? And then I'll go through a couple stories, and then we're gonna get there in 5 minutes. But I want you in on it, okay? So it is, are you ready? Yes? Woo! It is, you always have a choice. Okay, so the first time that I realized I had a choice, I was 15 years old, and I'm from California, if you can't tell by my accent. And my family and I decided to host a foreign exchange student from Brazil. Any Brazilians in the house? No? They're probably off dancing and living their life. They're so lavish, oh my gosh. So she's from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Natalia was her name. And sweet thing, she asked us to call her Nacho because none of us could pronounce Natalia, okay? So for the sake of the story, I'm going to refer to her as Nacho. That's who I'm speaking about. So Nacho is a beautiful person, and what I realized at 15 years old when I was witnessing her as a foreign exchange student in our house is she was deeply unhappy. And she was having a really hard time as a foreign exchange student. She was in a new land, she didn't want to be there, it was very clear. And she called her mom and her family back home every single weekend. She would cry and cry and cry for hours. And it was really sad to watch that. And I first realized I had a choice because I could either sit there and witness and say, wow, traveling must be really scary. I could never travel abroad, okay? I'm gonna ask you in a minute what you think I chose to do, okay? So choice number one, I could have seen Nacho having a really difficult time, and that could have scared me off forever of traveling. And I could have said, I never wanna be a foreign exchange student. Or I could have chose option number two and created my own path. So what do you think I chose, one or two? Two! I feel like we're connected already. We're in this journey together. I chose option number two. I decided to study abroad the next year. So 16 years old, I wanted to study abroad in Austria. I wanted to learn to sprechen Sie Deutsch, if there's any Germans in the house. And I was really excited. Yes, there we go, we got a couple others. And I was so excited, but there was one problem. My dad had only been on one flight his entire life. So he said no. And as a minor, you have to have both parents' approval, otherwise it's kidnapping, okay? So, again, I had a choice. I could either listen to my dad and say, okay, Dad, you're scared of traveling, you're 86, you never had a passport, don't care about other countries. Or, option number two, create my own path. What do you think I chose, one or two? Two, yes! You guys are on it. Really great crowd tonight. I chose option number two. So I went and got 3 jobs that summer. One of them was going door to door, getting sponsors for me, the 16-year-old, to go to Austria. And I raised $10,000 to send myself to school. Thank you so much, yes. And I applied to have a host family, and I got an amazing host family. And I applied to the program, I got accepted, and everything was perfect. I went to my dad and I said, I know you don't want me to go. I put everything on his desk and I said, all I need is a signature from you. I don't need any other support. And he signed it. And my family just came to celebrate my 34th birthday in Bali this year. Yeah. So I've had these choices. You're starting to see a through line here, right? A theme. So fast forward, I'm 31 years old, and for the last 10 years, I've been in the corporate world. And I realized I hated it. And if you're in Bali long term, this might resonate with you. So I was working, achieving, accomplishing, but I wasn't fulfilled. And I thought to myself, where did that 16-year-old girl go with that spark for life and that just like being in love with life, that feeling? I completely lost it. So last time I'm gonna ask you, I could either choose option number one and continue down the route of, okay, I have a 6-figure salary, I have my Jeep Wrangler, my dream car, I'm living in LA, living the life, I guess I'll continue even though I'm not fulfilled at all. Or option number two, create my own path. Last time. Option number to quit my job with absolutely nothing lined up. Okay? So what did I choose to do? So I was sitting outside of a bar, pretty typical in LA, and I was on Abbot Kinney, which is a very famous street for walking dogs. I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop strangers and ask them to pet their dogs, as I do every day pretty much. And I was like, wow, I really love doing this. What about working with animals? And so I started dog walking, and I started to own that I was a dog walker. But what that meant is I had to downsize my life, okay? So I had to sell my Jeep Wrangler. I downsized into a very, very small apartment, and I moved out of the area that I was in, which was Santa Monica. I traded that for a Metro bus card. I signed up for government health services like SNAP benefits for food stamps. And I started walking dogs because it was much more fulfilling than the corporate life. Today, I am the proud owner of a 6-figure luxury dog walking and pet sitting business in Los Angeles. And I have an amazing team of 12 that handles everything for me while I get to live in Bali. Okay, so you have these choices throughout your life. So is there anyone in this room that believes they don't have a choice? Is there somewhere in your life that you think, this must just be it for me? I don't have any other options. You always have a choice. Thank you.
Well done. Amazing. Beautiful. Good talk.